Weekly status. A summary of the most important geopolitical, war and military events that took place in the last week. Following his capture by US Special Forces in Caracas, Venezuela on Saturday, the ousted Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro has been brought to the Manhattan Federal Court in New York City, US. During his first hearing, Maduro declared his innocence and said that he remains the legitimate president of Venezuela. Israeli Air Force carried out airstrikes in southern Lebanon, reportedly targeting Hezbollah and Hamas positions. Widespread anti-regime protests continued across Iran. On Sunday, US President Trump warned that the US could hit Iran very hard if Iranian security forces kill more protesters.
Is going to get involved in those protests.
We'll take a look. We're watching it very closely. If they start killing people like they have in the past, I think they're going to get hit very hard by the United States.
Russia conducted strikes targeting energy infrastructure in the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv. Ukrainian President Zelensky and his team arrived in Paris to hold a new round of talks on war settlement with European leaders and US envoys. During the meeting of the so-called Coalition of the Willing, Ukrainian President Zelensky, French President Macron, and British Prime Minister Starmer signed a declaration of intent on the deployment of a multinational force in Ukraine following a ceasefire. A fuel depot located in the Russian city of Staryovskol, Belgorod Oblast, caught fire as a result of Ukrainian drone strikes on Tuesday evening. White House released a statement regarding Greenland. President Trump has made it well known that acquiring Greenland is a national security priority of the United States, and it's vital to deter our adversaries in the Arctic region. The president and his team are discussing a range of options to pursue this important foreign policy goal, and, of course, utilizing the US military is always an option at the commander-in-chief's disposal. US forces seized Russia-flagged Marinera/Bella 1 crude oil tanker during an operation in the North Atlantic, following over 2 weeks-long pursuit. US officials said that Russian military vessels, including a submarine, were present in the general vicinity when the operation took place, though there were no signs of any direct confrontation between US and Russian forces. In addition to Marinera in the North Atlantic, US forces also captured the Panama-flagged Sofia crude oil tanker in the Caribbean Sea. In the footage, released by American authorities, US military personnel can be seen boarding the ship from an MH-60 Black Hawk helicopter. Armed clashes have escalated in the Syrian city of Aleppo between factions affiliated with the Syrian Damascus government and internal security forces subordinated to the Kurdish-led Democratic Autonomous Administration in northeastern Syria. Syrian government claimed it is carrying out an operation in response to the attacks by armed groups, while the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces accused the government of indiscriminate shelling in Kurdish-majority areas. Russian forces carried out strikes with Iskander ballistic missiles on the Ukrainian city of Kryvyi Rih. One of the missiles impacted an energy infrastructure object, another a multi-story residential building. Widespread anti-regime protests in Iran escalated further, with protesters setting a vehicle column of Iranian security forces on fire in Tehran. Mass demonstrations were also taking place in Mashhad and other major Iranian cities. Ukraine launched strikes on the thermal power plants in the cities of Belgorod and Orel in western Russia, causing local power outages.
Свет. Блядь, да ну нахуй.
Вот летит дрон. Самолет маленький. И вниз пошел. Ой-ой-ой. Ну и где ПВО? Нету никакой, ни одного ПВО не сработало.
Russia conducted its second throughout the entire war strike with the Oreshnik intermediate-range ballistic missile on Ukraine. CCTV cameras registered the moment when MIRVs from the Oreshnik missile impacted the Ukrainian city of Lviv. The mayor of Lviv, Andriy Sadovy, informed that the target of the Oreshnik strike was a critical infrastructure object in the city of Lviv. Russia continued its large-scale aerial attack on Ukraine with Shahed strike drones, Kalibr cruise missiles, as well as Iskander and Kinzhal ballistic missiles. The Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, was hit particularly hard with multiple fires starting in the city following Russian strikes. US operations against Venezuela-linked oil tankers continued as the American forces boarded the Timor-Leste flag Olina vessel in the Caribbean Sea. Ukrainian drones attacked the targets around the city of Voronezh in western Russia. One of the drones, which apparently malfunctioned or was intercepted by Russian electronic warfare systems, impacted a multi-story building in downtown Voronezh. US Air Force conducted airstrikes against ISIS targets in Syria. Per US Central Command, these strikes were a part of the Operation Hawkeye Strike, which was launched on December 19, 2025 in response to an ISIS ambush on a US convoy in Syria. Ukrainian military intelligence reported that Russia started using a new long-range strike drone called Geraň 5. Geraň 5 is a fixed-wing, one-way attack UAV with a turbojet engine. The drone is said to be equipped with a warhead weighing around 90 kilograms. And here is a bonus of the week. US President Trump's performance at a House GOP retreat.
Once he gets in it, drops the thing, walks off the stage crying, her mother.
It was quite a week, wasn't it? And the year is only beginning, so you better fasten your seatbelts. List of the sources is in the description, and if you would like to read more about a certain topic, feel free to ask, I will provide you some links. Thank you for watching, bye for now.